Let the heavens above and Almighty God Himself bear witness to this covenant today. From the moment I laid my eyes on you and I heard you speak, I know you were pretty much perfect for me. Yeah, just overall, man, just feeling emotional seeing her walk down the aisle. Just a beautiful woman that God has blessed me with.
Family and friends, I have the amazing job of being a curator and narrator of love stories. And this is their love story. If I were to title it, it would be The Art of Love.
One heart to start the conversation. Two legs that I can stop from shaking. Three words that I wish I was speaking.
Writing was always a thing, and I think that's like poetry for me, and like another reason why Oscar and I hit it off so well over that stuff. Like, it's just always been in us.
Before I wrote music, I started off writing poetry, so I know what it takes, the deep thinking it takes to to explain something in a metaphor and a simile, and have the profoundness to really dig into your emotions to write a poem. When I read her poetry, I'm like, wow, our styles might not be similar, but there is a lot of emotion that is explained with metaphors and similes, and I loved it, you know. So I feel like if I ever had a deep conversation about my emotions or just even my outview on the world, she would understand it.
And I think that's what helped us really bond, like emotionally and mentally, from the get-go, which helped us really establish that friendship before we started really dating. And yeah. I mean, I don't know, I was kind of speechless. I didn't expect him to explain it like that. It's just really nice to hear.
God planted their seed of happily ever after by having them meet through an app.
We met on Instagram.
Yes. So we met on Instagram. Yeah. Like he started following me first, and I, obviously lurked his Instagram and was like, oh, he's very attractive.
When I saw her page, I was instantly attracted. I still remember the picture, how it looked like it was sunflower garden. She had a sunflower dress, and I was like, wow, she's beautiful.
I don't get on social media. I don't mess with it, Facebook, this, that, and the other thing. I can't believe you're beautiful. Well, you've always been beautiful, but
today is
you're like a model.
I remember when she first started talking to him. Unbelievable. Seriously, on the internet.
After many, many months, the conversation shifted over to the DMs, and they found themselves drawn to each other like a magnetic force.
I got 5 fingers trying to hold your hand in the 6-figure living I wanna spend.
We followed each other previously for like 6-7 months, and I'm like, man, I could always see myself building a life with this woman. So, and that was even before we even dated, but it was just, I would just brush it off. I'm like, dude, it's just a girl on Instagram.
We were both in different situations at the time, so we didn't really pursue much of anything. We just followed each other and gave each other some support, me with my poetry and him with his music. 7 months down the road, I was really sick with COVID, and I saw on his story that he was sick, and I hit him up. I was like, you have COVID too? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, what day are you on? And he told me, I'm like, bro, I'm like on day 1. And I was, of course, I said bro, but like at the time I was like playing it cool.
I mean, I try to keep it cool too. I try not to be too pushy, but it's kind of hard not to, because I was attracted to her. There's a bunch of different feelings, just a little nervous and.
Oh my gosh, probably, I feel like maybe now it's hitting him. I feel like now, I hope.
Yeah, just feel overall just happy. I think I'm just overwhelmed with happiness. So.
Because he was like, oh, he was cool last night, he was chilling. I was like feeling a lot of emotions once we got here.
As the DMs turned into text messages that lasted for hours over multiple days and eventually a funny FaceTime, the magnetism intensified, almost as intense as gravity itself. And soon, they were on their first date.
Our first date was at True Food.
Yep, cheer food. So when I first saw him, I told him before I saw him that I was like, when I see you for the first time, I'm gonna do a little dance.
When they saw each other for the first time in person, their nervousness manifested in different ways.
When we met in person, I thought she was gorgeous. I was like, wow. That's what made me even more nervous.
I don't know why I didn't think to like do something funny or like shake my butt or twerk or something. Like instead I did like this like 70s dance move like this.
And it was not her proudest moment.
I'm standing up in front of True Food. He's walking from the parking lot and I'm just like this. What's up? I was so embarrassed. I was like, why did I just do that? So then I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna run down to him and hug him. So I did, and
Oscar's nervousness led him to reciprocate her hug with a one-arm hug.
Yeah, I thought I messed up. I was like, dang, I gave her the friendly hug.
like instead of going all in and getting cozy, he just was like, what's up?
What's up?
And I was like, well, okay, hi, side hug, like one arm hug, but that's okay. I don't know what I was expecting, but I definitely wasn't expecting him to be wearing a long sleeve turtleneck shirt, that's for sure. Like when I see him on Instagram, like, oh my gosh, look at all these tattoos and he has such nice style. Not that it wasn't a cool outfit, I liked it, but I'm like, it's Florida and we're hot. Summer, you're in a turtleneck.
How did you feel about your outfit on that day?
I mean, I thought I looked nice, but.
Good. Waited 34 years to the day. It's amazing. On her birthday, the right man.
Are you saying that just because he's here?
I'm still very introverted, so she was very extroverted, so my nervousness was like, it was on top, man.
It felt really natural for me. Like I, right off the bat, pretty much acted like my complete self. I think you were maybe a little bit more nervous.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was definitely nervous. I'm hearing her talk and I'm like, man, I'm being too quiet. I gotta say something. She was very talkative, but like she brought those conversations out of me, which was great. She just brought me out of my shell, you know, on that first date.
When lunch was done, not wanting the date to
And
end,
so I'm just like, where else could we go? And we both like cats.
they took a little drive to a cat cafe to pet some kitties.
The cat cafe.
Oh, and the cat cafe after.
When I found out he also likes cats, I was like, sold.
And seeing Oscar loving on some cats made Courtney start falling for him even more.
And I always love telling the story because it's just cute and pure.
When they parted ways, Oscar wasn't sure if he would get a second date after fumbling the initial hug, but he indeed got a second, third, and many more.
I would say instantly on that first date, yeah, it was definitely, you know, she was the one. She was the one for me. We built much more of a friendship, which obviously we're still very, I mean, I'm in love with her, so.
It was just so easy for us to do anything together and make it fun. That was literally our thing, really, was going to the dog park together. If it was just 30 minutes to an hour, and most of the time it was just during sunset, and just spend time with them, that made my whole day. My mom would be like, why are you driving all the way out there for just like 30 minutes? I'm like, because you have to be intentional with your time.
Cultivating small moments, you know, they're very important to us, you know, doing the smallest things, I mean, it means a lot to me.
Before we lived together, like, I remember vividly saying, like, I just can't wait to come home to you. I can't wait for you to come home to me and Pluto. We'll greet you at the door. Like, we always said those things.
Even when I have a long day at work, you know, just coming home to her and Pluto, it's amazing. It makes my day, even though I might not say something at first, but I look forward to it when I get off of work.
And that's a small thing. That's a big deal to the both of us.
I want to have a place that you come home from work that it feels like home. You don't have to put a different personality on or have to change certain things about yourself before you walk in those doors, and making that same feeling for other people.
Oscar has made a ton of sacrifices for us so that financially he could help and be supportive too. And that takes a lot. It takes a lot for someone to put others' needs above their own. And I'm grateful for that. And so the house just represents all of that hard work, that dedication, that selflessness, and that sacrifice. And just being here is awesome. Being here with him is everything.
It's just very important for us to have that feeling, that emotional feeling, that spiritual feeling that, you know, this is home.
I could live in a shoebox with him and I'd be happy. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd be tough with Pluto, but I would do it.
Yeah, definitely.
He'd eat the shoebox.
He probably would, and then we wouldn't have a home. Yeah, man, he's wild. Yeah, Pluto, he man, that dog is, damn, I don't even know why I get emotional with him, man. He's that dog's been with me through a lot. He's you know, he's wild and everything, but there was a time in my life, you know, where, you know, people deal with depression and stuff, and that dog's always been there for me, no matter what. And I get emotional talking about it because there's, you know, life is what it is, but I just get emotional. Sometimes I wish he was a human so he could have lived as long as me.
In their time of building this beautiful union we've come to celebrate, they've fallen in love with all of each other. The weaknesses, the strengths, the imperfections, and the perfections.
Oh yeah, I was the middle child, man. I was just exactly what they say about the middle child.
Only child, so very tight-knit with my parents.
She's great. She's happy. She's so happy. I'm gonna cry again.
I'm very different than my brothers and sisters. They were both very studious and got great grades, and
They were never married, so I always had like a split home. I was always at my mom's or my dad's.
you know, both my parents worked a lot as kids, so my older sisters had to step up to that role of taking care.
Growing up, like, they co-parented very well, and they're still great friends till this day.
I didn't graduate high school like they did. I didn't end up choosing a career path like they did. I didn't live up to my parents' expectations. I think I made up for it by fixing those areas in my life and pursuing a career that my dad does and being a truck driver. And I still remember when I got my CDL, my Class A, and showing it to him, he was proud. And that was a great moment because there was a lot of moments I didn't make them proud. I think I did make up for those expectations, and him seeing where I'm at now, following his footsteps eventually, that makes him very proud. So
I am a daddy's girl through and through. That's just how I always have been, but my mom is definitely my best friend. Like, I'll be crying all day. I can't, like, I'm like just thinking.
Is your dad a crier though? Or is your dad gonna be like emotional?
We'll probably cry together. A little. We're like that, Courtney and I.
I'm like, like, I know that I'm gonna be like so emotional during that time. I'm super close with my dad. I'm very close with my mom too, but like my dad, like, is like probably the only person that can get me to cry, like just thinking about him.
Oh. Amazing.
I love you too, baby.
You look so freaking good.
Not as good as you.
You look
You're
so
gorgeous.
good. You look so good.
You do. You're amazing.
Oh my God, Mr. George Clooney. Oh, I love you.
I love you.
So what do you think?
It's beautiful. Absolutely. Gorgeous.
You like my makeup?
Yeah, you look sweet. For sure. I like this. You can see the tats. I like that. That's cool. Wow.
What were you expecting?
That.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
Oh,
I know you.
look so good.
You do too.
Love you.
I love you too.
Oh my God, I love you.
And happy birthday.
Oh, I know. Thank you.
in our culture, it's, you know, being being Mexican, you know, letting the firstborn son go and, you know, having that honor with her, it's gonna be great. And just, you know, having that moment with her, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I know. Just even thinking about my dad seeing me for the first time gets me emotional. So I know I will be crying. He's gonna cry the whole time too. But all good things. It's just a blessing, like him seeing me finally happy with someone who treats me right is a big deal.
I love her to death.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Every event, milestone, like birthday or Christmas or whatever, it's a thing for me and my dad to get each other a card that makes us cry. So it's like every year it's like if I make him cry and he doesn't make me cry, then I win, or vice versa. But we both always end up crying, so it's a lot.
It's a lot.
This way. You're gonna grab it.
It's beautiful.
That's for your tears. Or your sweat.
No, I don't want to put tears on it.
Oh, you don't want you're gonna preserve
Oh.
it. It is a handkerchief though.
I know. It's gorgeous.
See, it says Court. That's
I
only
know.
for you.
I know. Everybody else calls you Courtney.
Yes.
Does Oscar call you Courtney?
No, Daddy, we have pet names.
Okay.
He calls me Stinky. For sure thought I was gonna ball my face off, but I'm trying.
We're good. We're good. We're good. We
I'm
know.
still gonna cry all day.
We know what's going on.
I thought you were gonna cry way more. Other way, Daddy.
I'm trying not to.
I know.
But it's all good.
I know, like I can just imagine what my dad will say, and yeah, I don't know, it's just like crazy. And then seeing my mom too, like I'll probably focus on her a second as well.
Man, I'm gonna be super nervous, but seeing her walk down the aisle in the dress, man, I'm gonna be speechless. As a kid, I always seen myself being a father. I always desired to be that. I always desired to have a wife. I know what it means. Courtney, I love everything about you. Your laugh, your smile, your passion, your wild spirit. You made me a better man. Pushing me beyond my limits, but most importantly, instead of taking me away from God, you pushed me even closer.
This marriage will intertwine two families, making them one. And it is important to Oscar and Courtney that they have their family support. So to the parents, I ask that you respond in unison with "we do" to the following question. Do you support them in their union today? We do. I'd like to start us off with a prayer. God, we thank you for this beautiful day. We thank you for bringing Courtney and Oscar together. As witnesses and supporters of this union, we ask that you continue to watch over them, continue to instill love and patience in them, and when necessary, please remind them that every good harvest needs the sun and the rain to be fruitful. Amen. He represents like everything I've ever dreamed of, all like to a T. I definitely never thought that I'd ever have a love like I have with him. He's given me something I never thought I'd have, honestly, or ever thought I deserved. Courtney said, "You are the definition of selfless love. You give without the expectation of something in return, just as God expects of us." Walking down the aisle to him and the ceremony and just like sharing our vows, it solidifies
that dream.
Courtney, you are an amazing partner, and Oscar thanks God that he gets to share this life with you.
My deep talks or dad jokes never bored you. Allowing me to be who I am, truly who I am, made me fall even more for you.
You are his sanctuary, his home, and in a few minutes and forevermore, he gets to also call you his wife. They've had their shares of ups and downs, but through it all, they worked through it.
On a Thursday night, just like today, you joined me on a journey. I was already a year in. Without hesitation, you stood by my side, time and time again. That's when I knew you were the woman I wanted to marry. It feels natural. It just feels like I don't have to wear a mask. I don't have to, it's effortless. So it's just freedom. I don't feel confined to anything. And just the fact that she accepts me the way I am.
Leaning on God and wouldn't change any of it because all of it makes up their story.
As I write this, I'm imagining myself standing here in front of you, and it's our wedding day. I simply cannot believe it, but it's real. The time has finally come where I get to marry my Prince Charming, my soulmate, my best friend.
I'd lay my life down just to see you smile. I want this forever, no matter what we will face in life. We have a firm foundation, God himself.
God knows how many nights I've prayed to him, asking him, when will it be my turn? I didn't realize it at first, but he had this plan from the beginning. It all happened in his timing, and all of my prayers were answered the moment I met you at True Food, with you wearing that silly long sleeve turtleneck in the middle of summer, greeting me with a one-armed hug. And as much as you still cringe at that, I knew in that moment he placed you into my life to eventually become my husband.
As you're gonna already hear all those things, you're my dream come true. And you know how much I love you. Whew.
And and we will make it through anything. I will never give up on you. I will never stop loving you in this life and in the next.
Thank you for loving me the way that you do and dealing with me every single day. I can't wait to annoy you for the rest of our lives. My future kids. Whew.
You may ask yourself, what's your end goal? Just knowing that this woman that's walking towards me right now is going to be the same woman that's going to be sitting next to me when I'm old. All I want is that one day we put our old wrinkling hands together, sitting next to one another, seeing our children and grandchildren playing in the yard as we look at one another saying we made it. Hallelujah. I hope one day that this footage that you guys are providing us with, that, you know, our kids are going to be able to look at and see how in love their parents were and how much they loved each other.
I pray that you'll be able to hear this. Mom and Dad will always be here for you. And I pray that you guys find, I say you guys because there's going to be two of you one day. I pray you guys are blessed with the love that your father and I have, because you deserve it.
And this love we share is full of so much joy that I think my heart is going to burst, but it's actually just a fart. Thank God. Because if my heart burst, that would make such a mess in the house. But you know what? You would clean it up with patience and understanding, putting my heart back together with the utmost care, being gentle and loving the entire time, because that's who you are. I give you this ring as a symbol of
our love and commitment to each other.
Our love is full of joy and fire, and I know, much like our relationship up until this point, that marriage won't be easy.
I promise to support, care, and stand beside you for all our days.
You won't always be patient, and I won't always be so cute and cuddly, and that's okay, because in our trials and tribulations, we have and always will keep God at the center of our union.
Do you choose Oscar as your husband? Do you choose Courtney as your wife? Today, tomorrow, and for all days to come? Do you promise to love, honor, comfort, and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful as long as you both shall live?
I do.
I do.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. Sir, you may kiss your bride. It is my privilege to present to you Courtney and Oscar Leha.
Still can't even believe that we're married.
Wow.
It is wild. Ugh.
Wow.
Honestly, it feels like a dream. Did you like my vows, for real?
Oh yeah, big.
Oh, really?
I said you made me look bad.
I almost. Yeah, we're married.
When we're old, I wanna look back and think this is the life.
I've always known Courtney to be strong, funny, and someone who wears her heart on her sleeve. She always puts her all into any relationship she shares with someone and will reassure them at any time. No, it's fine.
You're looking at 34 years of your life waiting for this moment, and it's right in front of your eyes. It's one of the best days of my life, period. I'll never forget it.
Me emocioné por las palabras de la canción, porque es verdad.
I think she's gonna soak it all in like I am as well, and you know, it'll be a memory I'm gonna always remember, and just really appreciate with her as well, because you know I love and adore her, you know, my mom, a lot.
Courtney, my bestie, I love you so much, and I'm so happy you are finally getting the fairy tale ending that you deserve. I've never been happier for anyone. I love you guys.
I love you. I love you so much. Seriously,
Thank you guys for paying attention. This is my TED Talk. Thank you for listening, and have a good night. And also, I told before, it's a policy that at least one person from each family has to black out.
I love you. I need a tissue and I need to pee.
I was gonna say.